Hello, my friends. It is time for a stream today. What are we gonna do today? We're gonna watch work from home. We're gonna do some other things. See if we can do this. Hey, oh, how are you? We're gonna be spooky today like a carnival. Oh, tell me what is your name? Where you from? In the chat, we will shout you out while we start. That is how we're gonna start. Who's here? Who we got in the chat? Oh, I like you a lot. Hi from Sweden, Lebanon, Poland, Bangalore, North America, Lancashire, work from home, Australia, wherever you roam. We got Stockton. Hello from Constance, my friends. From India, from Chile, from John from NJ. We got more of you from India. Oh, that's one snazzy intro, oh yeah. We got Mauritius and Austria, the Faroe Islands. I'm here from the beginning today. Sickness, I'm seeing a lot of new names. Oh, me too, and that isn't a shame. Dev Shubham Banerjee is from India. Bad Behavior Sage from Vancouver here. Hello from Berlin. Samuel Zalmat is here again. Winehouse, Hensted, Ulsberg. Yeah, but I can get behind Scary Ring later, Tim. Lebanon, Tiny. Hey, from Russia, Lebanon, Denmark. There's lots of Lebanese. Oh, it's the same Lebanese. Wissam El Kadamani. That's what he does. I'm from Mars. All day I'm going to the stars. Are we spooky? Who's on Twitch? Ann Smith from California, Tasmanic says good day. Jan says spooky, dragging the water out of their avatar, True Sea. Oh no, Sir Kid is a New Jersey boy. The problem is a lot of people leave the stream. Is this too weird? Are all the new viewers gone and the old ones considering leaving? Ooh, Jamail, I'm really sorry. Please tell me how to do it. Ooh. Ooh. it's midnight, you'll have to leave soon. And that would be a great fear of mine, that no one loves me, that no one cares. I need people telling me I'm good all the time or I die. Hey, I don't wanna sleep yet, no, says reborn. Oh, what can we sing about? We will sing about some science things that we're gonna sing in a carnival. What are spooky things? Sing about ghosts, so maybe I will. It is a ghost. Is it a real ectoplasmic phenomenon? Or is it simply a trick of the brain for the acoustic on? 'Cause subharmonic frequencies can make you feel really creepy when they blow across caves and holes, setting up giant flutes in your abodes. You can get spooky feelings without knowing what there is, and then it can make you freak out. There was a ghost, it was a ventilator. Could be lots of things, unknown things are your makers. Oh, baby ghosts, they have cells inside of them. If they do, it'd be true. They'd have an ectoplasmic reticulum. Oh, ball lightning is creepy science. I think suddenly it causes defiance in those who don't wanna know new things. There was a video recently of ball lightning going across a field. It was pretty weird, but I don't know enough to know if it was differently than true. Could have been made in After Effects. Let's get Captain Disillusion here to check on it. What else have we got? Oh, creepy things. They want the cells inside of you. Ghosts are made of ghostly matter. That could be true. It could be true. Truer than you know, 'cause dark matter doesn't seem to interact at all with all of the things that go to and fro in this particular plane of existence, which means it could be very complicated. We often pretend maybe dark matter is just one simple particle, but if you know anything about the universe, it's 70% of all matter. And if that's true, it could cause quite a chatter if we found out maybe there's a whole other region of the many particles, all of them competing with each other, spinning round, making unseen, unfelt atoms. It could be true, there's nothing to it. You could have a whole other evolutionary algorithm going on in your dark matter system, and conscious beings in the void. They can't see us, and they all avoid any contact with you. But then you'd never know, even if you thought you saw a ghost. It wouldn't be them. You never could see them. 'Cause if dark matter interacted with us at all, we'd be able to tell on the all-sky surveys. Somebody randomly typed the word hamburger in the chat and it became something for us. Oh, Nathan Raj says law. It's too soon to call. We got Issa Sibyl in the chat saying hi. On Twitch, I am now on Twitch verified. They let me be an affiliate. I'm not sure what that means, but I love it. Oh, listen to the ugly organ. Hey, buy a file. I'm cool now. That is true. I don't even know how. Hey, Sybil, subscribe. Sybil! I forget how to pronounce your name, really. Is it actually Isabel? You became my first Twitch subscriber, oh yeah. Thank you. I will turn off the ads, though. I'm not interested in making you watch them. Ads are a very bad use of your time. I prefer things like when people subscribe. There's one thing you gotta do if you wanna be creepy. It's true. Just do a lot of glottal fry and make things going down at the ends of your sentences. And make your voice really airy. Should we do a trumpet solo? Trumpet coffin dance. Ooh, if we got a spooky chance. If it was Halloween, this would make more sense. As it is, it's just what I started doing and I went with it. Human fetus is almost indistinguishable from a fish fetus. Yeah, 'cause it's hard to mess with the first parts of development. Usually it's easier to make them different later on, downstream, when your signal's not affecting so many different things. 'Cause one protein at the start can affect your legs and brain and bones and organs and heart. Oh, have you read Your Inner Fish? I'd haven't that, but I think so. I wish I could. Not sure which one is faster, says Sabre Girl. Sabre Girl. Sabre. Are there any of my songs that go with this particular pattern? Gravity. I think I'll try defining gravity to know where things fall down. Try defining gravity. That's weird. To know where things fall down. Try defining gravity to know where things fall down. But you gotta put in gravity to know equal power, equal work down. But you gotta put in gravity to know equal power, equal work down. But you gotta put in gravity. it's right to fly, but you gotta put it right to know where the Vegas C-51B planet uncovered, to know where the Vegas C-51B planet uncovered, to know where the Vegas. You ain't never gonna feel better than I feel, better than I feel, clever as the feel. They call exoplanets ology. I can play any note I want, and I'll sing it with my voice. That is spooky, kinda like a robot. If you don't like this, I'm sorry for you. If you don't like it, then it's not true that you can find the chance that you'll dance to the spooky romance. Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger, more than ever, our never, ever after work is over. Gene Cutter, I don't remember your lyrics anymore. I'm so sorry. If you could tell me what they are, maybe I could do it sometime. Oh, there was something about rockets, I'm sure. That is all I remember, nothing more. Yes, it's pretty good. Oh yeah, that's how Daft Punk does this kind of thing when they do it. Oh yeah. That is it. Now I'm done making all these spooky things like a boss. We can do more things again. How do I make these mashups? You did ask me. It is easy. You just put your mind to it. Imagine what it would sound like, and if it works, then do it. If it almost works, but not quite, just change up the notes a little bit, modify them till they fit with the weird chords that you picked, and be ready to use extensional things. Most notes can work with most chords if you think about it. Oh, that's what it is. Plan it, smite it, make it, light it, burn it. Oh, cheaper, better, launch us higher. It kind of works, doesn't really work. I'm not doing well. Harder, lighter, burn it, higher. laughter, rockets flying. Oh, Jade, you still gotta do more words. That's only half of the words that we need. Was there any more? Gotta do them. Maybe creative and get all the way through them. Yeah. It's good. I like it. Oh, oh, oh. Do you know why I sing the way I do? It's nothing to do with you. Hey, Soul John, thanks for the Hong Kong 10. I don't really know how much that is, but I appreciate it. SpaceX flying, sooner, better. Crying, laughing face, ugly sweater, that new part wasn't in it. I just needed something to rhyme. Oh, that's what we do all the time. Physics is spooky, quantum physics is groovy. That is true. How we do spooky action at a distance. An entangled electron goes up to the stars and is gone a light year away. Still, if you have the other, it will collapse instantly. Soul Joe, thank you. I don't care how much it is, I'm just like to be appreciated. Oh. Is string theory right? Is it just fantasy? Caught in the landscape, out of touch with reality. Open your eyes, step up to the skies and see. I'm just a poor boy, I need no sympathy. Oh yeah. Space is a pure void, why should it be stringy? Oh yeah, 'cause it's quantum, not classical, not renormalizable. Nambugoto, how to quantize, I don't know. Polyakov. Oh, you say, Raggy, that Malika just started streaming. Who is Malika? I don't know. Have they been streaming all along, or did they just begin it? So you can watch them if you prefer. But if it's only a sound that's not musical, you could put me in one ear and them in the other. That could be a real cool thing. Who's Malauka? An amazing singer. I'll have to check that person out. That sounds really cool. That sounds groovy. Hey, who's in the Twitch? It's Xeroxaxolotl. That's okay with me. Hey, hey. Pigeons and doves coo, they're not two birds, but one from a deeper view. Life it always holds true. One to say, but if you only knew have their roots revealed more than pearls. The fossils have the clues to make it real. The Jurassic Lake had warm bodies and hollow hairy bones. Take a drink of water, please. Hey, what is this? This is the sound of my voice. Oh, yeah. Is that weird enough for you? Is that weird enough for you? Hey. He's up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some. We're up all night for good fun. We're up all night for broken symmetry. We're up all night to the sun. We're up all night to get mass on our leptons. We're up all night to get refunctions. We're up all night for broken symmetry. We're up all night to the sun. We're the sun powered by fusion. We're up all night to break all the kinds of gauge symmetry. We would be watching Word from Home. That is what we're gonna do eventually, but I'm still liking this so. Oh, someone said please stop spamming. Sometimes there's just glitches. I try to give you the benefit of the doubt. Is it a past song? No. Je suis une rage. Let's see if we can do something different for a minute. We're gonna try to rap over this 6/8 beat like in Hamilton. If we can explain gauge symmetry, it would be really cool. I don't know about it. Do you? You see, there is a limit to all sorts of microfield theories. When you expand out of them, take the long scale limit, they end up clearly as a gauge symmetry, kind of gauge symmetry, field theory, quantum field theory. I don't know how to do this, it's scary. If you can make it work, you have a particular space inserted into every point in space, like a sphere or a hypersphere, or technically SU3, SU2 cross U1. It's a gauge group, an abelian Lie algebra group that on round it you can spin. And every time that you go to a different place in that space, you can vary that gauge group independently at every point that it works, so you can twist it. It has a lot of redundancies in the theory. All the gauge fields can be extremely different as long as they are the same, up to a rearrangement by spins of all these internal symmetries. So it gets kinda hard to calculate. You gotta remove all the redundancies. Don't you see what I mean? Solo one, oh yeah. Anyways, that is what a gauge is, and all the fields in our theories have gotta be independent of them. So you take the standard model and you try it, and you find that to be compliant you can't have any mass terms by it. So you gotta break the symmetries by the Higgs field rolling down a slope dynamically and resting at a minimum around in a circle. That's how it is done. Then you get all the masses by correlation with causation of the Higgs that's mapping onto them, attracting them and sucking them down like snow and skiers on top of it. Oh yes. Then you take all the goldstone bosons that are going round in the troughs of the Higgs field. You eat them with your SU2 gauge field, and it becomes masses of W's and Z bosons. It's really hard, I don't remember all the details of it. Intuitively, it's all pretty hard to grasp it. I'm sorry if I lost you, I'm trying to do my best while rapping to you. It's a test of my mathematical abilities, and lyrically it's pretty hard. Oh, Banerjee, what are you doing? The standard model, yeah, that is how it's gonna go. You don't have to get a Higgs to break the field dynamically. The symmetry, you can also break it dynamically with other things. But when we looked for it, we found that's not how it does. Instead, it's an actual Higgs that shows no signs of being composite. Cause it could have been that the Higgs wasn't a standard particle. It could have been a combination of other things like Technicolor type fields that all come together in a soliton. Maybe it would, but it isn't as far as we can tell. Yeah, that's how it do. What is a tensor? Range, you got it. Oh, I guess I'm gonna try to not make a mess. Maybe we can flip all of this, different things I can make in triplets. If I try to do it all the time, I'm gonna get really boned out. This is all I know from Hamilton, is the wrapping of this part of the house. I have the honor to be your obedient servant, T. Blay. Oh. Soldier 1 has another question that I will still try to mention. Is Eric Weinstein full of it, or does his crazy nonsense mean something? It's really hard to tell. It's obvious to me that Eric Weinstein knows a lot of things about internal symmetries. He's pretty up on how physics works, but whether his actual theory is enough to explain everything or even make sense, I can't tell. I tried to look at it, it was pretty opaque. If he's good at understanding, he's not that good at explaining. So we'll have to wait until some smarter people dumb it down if they get the time. That's a problem a lot of the time in these sorts of things, like the ABC conjecture. Proof 5 years ago, maybe, but the proof is so opaque, no one knows how to prove it if it is true, no. That's about all I can say about that. Then there's Wolfram trying his thing with all the computer scientists with their neural networks and such. Maybe that'll work, maybe it won't. I haven't looked at that either very much. It's beyond my expertise. It's hard to know if something makes sense when someone's worked on it for 10 years and made a big long thing that's full of contradictions. Or maybe they're not contradictions, maybe they're just correlations. Time will tell. If it's got merit, it will probably be absorbed as well into the current understanding of the universe. But But there are lots of theories that could be, but have to be tested experimentally. All of these different theories could have been the origin of the universe, but they weren't. Because we don't have anything to prove them, and they're more complicated than the simpler ones that we are using in the standard model right now. That's the problem with a theory of everything, is that right now all our theories explain everything. So how do you do another theory that's maybe simpler if you can't test it? Contradiction, so it needs amendments. Maybe it was independence. Yes, that is a thing from Hamilton. Loop quantum gravity for the win. I wanna read about that. I do like how they're thinking about taking geometry and quantizing it, but I don't know it very well, and it is really hard to test it. We are trying Solitude 1, but actually we get to the limit of our capabilities pretty quick with the LHC. It was like $10 billion, and we didn't even get anything new other than the standard model. Look for it, but nothing is true. Oh, Carlo Ravelli. Yeah, he's pretty heady. I like him, but I can't really tell if his theory is true. Nobody can. That's one of the problems of being a physicist. Oh yeah. Rapping in 3/4 is harder, but it gets easier. Like everything, the more you do it. I hope I'm not dying right here on the stream. But I don't mean me, I mean this box here, cause I'm feeling like the words are a little bit different. It's coming out like there's a rasp to my voice. Hard to test rap, hard to test facts. Gotta test everything. If you don't know, it's not science, that's that. Ho ho ho, and that's where we're going to end this loop. Hi. So, we listened to so far channels before subs were quiet. Solitons! I don't know what people are talking about. People are talking about a whole bunch of things, and here I am trying to fill myself in on what's going on with all of you. What's going on in your lives, people? We have a little bit of a daily discussion going on right now in the Discord. If you don't know what the Discord is, it's in the description. The question for today is, are you working from home in this quarantine? Getting some work done? If you are, tell us how you're doing it. Tell us what's worked for you. Try to figure out how you, we're going to try to figure out together how we can be more productive at home. Let's see. What do you want to do? You want to do a song? Hey, you want to do William Rowan Hamilton? William Rowan Hamilton? Let's do William Rowan Hamilton. I didn't like that. Let's redo it. What was that? Yeesh. Oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. How does the plastered fourth-born son of a lawman in Dublin, dubbed an impressive polyglot, young and wonderkind, embarrassed in a protest with a prodigious from honor, obtain Irish science's highest honor? The math scholar, chief astronomer, alcoholic, burned a lot stronger by working a lot longer, by starting a lot younger, by being a savant, and by 13 knew more language than the Holy Father. Then a shot at love came, but obfuscation reigned. The man saw his future take another name. The depression told him ended, he fended it from his brain. Then he got his first refrain, a testament to his fame. William Wordsworth, his pal, said this verse is just okay, man. Stick to mathematics and you'll never be a layman. Do your calculations, state kinetics as you claim, and the world's gonna know your name. What's your name, man? William Rowan Hamilton. My name is William Rowan Hamilton, and no one uses my quaternions. Just you wait, just you wait. When you was what is the second verses? Oh yeah, I got it. Just had to remember for a moment. He tried expanding the complex, found the next step. Pickle his kids would ask him, Daddy, can you multiply? Triples not yet. I can only subtract and add back. He wedded one Helen, but the heat of love lacked. Meanwhile, he adopted an optimization view of light, following optics that drew him right to the new insider path, to dynamics, no comfort habits, a healthy started computing what Newton never managed to himself. A beautiful net to the mass momentum, choosing minimal action as his proof, but missing Catherine Mead. Droopy started lurking to his office, getting rip-roared, turning back to triplet manipulation with no reward, strolling with Helen when new inspiration calls him. Add another letter, see him now as he scrawls in the stone of a bridge like a revolution. IJK equals -1, where I squared equals -1, and J squared equals -1, and K squared equals -1, where J equals IJK. William Rowan Hamilton, we are waiting on the bounds for you, 'cause your energy function generates the flow of time. Oh, William Rowan Hamilton, operators that lead commute with the structure that bears your name. Hold their own and oppose the grain. Conserved, they'll always be the same. Oh, it's versus form hyperspheres. See if you can plot them. Invent vectors and scalars for when you dot them. The alcohol destroyed his health and gout it finally got him. Me, I talked with him. Me, I counseled him. Me, I worked with him. We revamped him, and me, I adapted him for quantum. He'll make all physics Hamiltonian. Just you wait. What's your name, man? William Rowan Hamilton. Oh, that's hard to loop because at the end it like completely goes off the loop and does something else. But it kind of worked. We kind of did it well. We kind of got the I squared, J squared, K squared thing. Thanks, Vlad and Catherine, for the stickers. That's greatly appreciated. Yeah. Oh dear, down there. Okay, should we do one more? Killer mode. Oh man, Reborn Cicada has actually seen killer mode. That's no one that I remember. I should get Science with Tom on here. Tom McFadden. That'd be a good conversation. But I haven't. I don't remember the words to Killer Mode anymore. If you guys haven't seen Killer Mode, it was another collab that I did with Tom McFadden and with Mike Likes Science, and I dressed up like a fancy businessman to talk about millions and billions, and micros and nanos, and just trying to get those U.S. kids educated in the art of the metric. You know how it goes. You know how it do. Sing Entropic Time without breaking entropy. We've done Entropic Time a few times. Kilo mode is required viewing in my class. Nice, Sarah. That's good. Maybe. How do we do it? Hey. Do I do Entropic Time again? Of Entropic. It's been a little while. Entropic time. Entropic pip. You made it. They scrambled egg tonight. There be no return to yolk and white. When it's Friday, you forget. Turn it back to raw food. That is the arrow of entropic time. And a strike. Turning composes until it's gone. Put the strike. Hot spots, cool, and entropy grows on. From a deep view, that doesn't need to. True time, intriguing, entropic time. Be this, won't last very long. The cosmos is alive. A fluctuation. In that case, it's probable we are the brain without a job, decomposed in a moment. Whoa, knows true. That's true, and I'll be gone. Bathroom, the lights. Before you hear the song, take my chances to go on. I can't disprove these answers, that there's a reason for it. Entropic time to one must go right back to the start, the order from whence all things fell apart. All life hinged just on that state that was we prone to find its cause, but it's more than we know now. Be this time symmetric space, birthing big bangs all over the place. That then disperses. Brand new baby universes with their own direction of entropic time. We're all above entropic time. We're all entropic. Above entropic time. Bureau of entropic time. Yeah. That's a thing that happened. That wasn't bad. Let's watch a video. Let's watch the video we promised to watch. We're gonna watch the work from home video and comment on it. Yes, that is what we're gonna do. Hey, look, it's me. That's me snapping my fingers right over there. We're gonna pull up. Oh, not that. This. Hey. How you guys doing? I need some hydration. Jade, you want to know why I don't like it? It's not so much that I like. I actually like the video on this one. So this is in Tropic Time. This is not in Tropic Time. This is Work from Home. Um, it is one of my less favorite videos, I think, and there's two reasons for that. Like I what I was experimenting with here was like a real pentatonics feel, um, and the reason I had to do that, I did that was because "Work from Home" by Fifth Harmony is one of the most boring songs that I know. I think, because it's just like over and over. Work, 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 work. But you gotta put in work, 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 work. Like it's just like there's nothing to the chorus, you know. Um, so deciding, but it's like when I heard it, it was like, oh, this is so perfect for physics parody because it's all about like work and like, work energy conservation and forces and all these things. Like it would be a great like interphys kind of thing. Um, so I decided that made it worth it, but to do that, it like it was like I can't do like the actual arrangement that they have in the pop song because it's just like there's not enough to it, you know. Um, so so I decided, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna like strip it down to five voices because you like it's rare that I do a reasonable amount of voices on these things. Usually I just do as many voices as I feel like the amount of Tim's is like changing all the time, and like I my layers my DAW is full of tracks and they're just going up and down and stuff. And so I was like, you know what, for this thing, I'm gonna like I need to spruce it up anyways. Let's try something new. Let's like really analyze kind of like that like modern a cappella like pentatonic style of like how they do these like arrangements with five voices. And I'm gonna try to do that and like do one of those. And it'll kind of be like a style parody of these like modern viral a cappella groups at the same time as it's an actual parody of Work from Home. And like imagine how they would do it if they were gonna do it. So that was part of it, and so that part was really fun. That part I really enjoyed. Oh, I've still got some. I still had some like some this the God feel on my voice. I'm gonna take that off. Um, so that was really cool. I was actually really proud of what I was able to do with that. But on the other hand, with the actual video, I feel like because the other thing was that we went for this like live action thing, right? So this was a ton of work to set up. I'll like as we point to as we get to the machines, I'll tell you a bit more about like the process of putting those like simple machines together. Um, but it was a lot of work, and to make this arrangement, I had to like still listen to the original a lot of times, and I like don't like the original song very much, and so I think that's one of the reasons why I don't like this too much. But the other reason is that I feel like it doesn't quite have the same ability to get the actual science across as when I'm using graphics. Like it would have been nice to do a lot more with like force diagrams and like free body stuff and actually like really getting into the concepts of like work and energy and what and like how they convert and how they're conserved and like leverage and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not sure if it comes across really successfully. Like it's more of it's another one of those videos that's like more a reference to what you already know than like a teaching tool for what you don't know yet. And I don't know. I feel like it could be pedagogically it could have been done better in a different format. But someone's saying, Tim, your glasses are straight. Not here. Look at this. My face is straight. My glasses are quite crooked. Are they straight now? Are my glasses straight at the moment? No, probably not. Um, yeah. So I don't know. If the first weird little detail here was that I actually like looked at what all the five members of Fifth Harmony are wearing in the video for Work from Home, and I like tried to get things that like matched their color scheme. So like the blues, the blue denims, and like this. I think this is what Camila Cabello was wearing, like some sort of like green sweater. So I like went out to Salvation Army and I found a green sweater to wear, and tried to like match it, which is something nobody will ever notice. Um, but hey, and I don't know. I mean, otherwise, I look good. I figured out how to look into a camera in this one, anyways. So that's good. Yeah, and then like you can see this like, I mean, their video is on like a construction site and stuff, so we're kind of doing that theme here. Anyways, let's start watching it. We'll get into more and see. Yeah, but I like a lot of the it's a lot. This video has a lot of, I'm stopping right away, but it has a lot of like sus chords. And like not just sus chords, but like, because like we were talking about this on Twitch yesterday. So if you've got a major chord, a sus chord is a suspension. So usually there's suspensions where you take the third up to a fourth. You've seen that. So that's a suspended fourth. That's a suspended second. But in this is not really a sus. It's more of a it's more like a 9 chord, but you're voicing it where the 9 is down here as a 2. So like there's a lot of those. Right? Cuz like nines or 2s or whatever you want to call it, they're like a way to add in modern a cappella, people use them a lot to add like complexity to the harmony, while at the same time not adding like dissonance. It's just like there is a dissonance here. It's kind of spicy if you hear it by itself, but like in the context of like, they're like the prettiest form of dissonance possible. So I think I think that's why a cappella groups use them a lot. So I use them a lot. Okay, let's start from the beginning. All right, so this is Nate Pearl, and this is his gym. He's a personal trainer at this like H2O gym, which is like it's like an MMA gym. This guy's super into MMA, and he was a friend of my roommate Tom at the time, who's filming us, and he was nice enough to come along and be my counterpoint in here. Ain't working out never. I ain't getting no stronger. That's accurate. This is very accurate to my personality, which is that if there's an easy way to do something that doesn't require me to do effort, I will do that. Break out that lever, I'ma make it longer. Get that mechanic advantage and I won't get tired. You know I always hoped I might live, but I can't budge these weights alone. That's like not acting. That's just like the only way that I can carry that much weight. It's like it's just not. I was like struggling with them, and Nate just carries them in one hand. Oh, I need an incomplex contraption, yeah. Incomplex contraption is about the most complicated way to sing Simple Machine that you can possibly think of. But hey. So this thing, I made this in my basement. I like went out to, I went out and got, what did we need for this? We needed a bunch of planks. So these are like 2x4s. They're wrapped in, the black is just like really strong duct tape. I like wrapped the whole thing in duct tape. And then I wrapped it in just like, again, in just like yellow masking tape to give it this kind of feel. This was not a very sturdy fulcrum. It's really wobbly. So you can see when I'm like lifting it with Nate, like that one in one shot, there's a lot of like wobble back and forth in these things. And then we had to sort of like jerry rig this like bungee cord type thing to get this on here. Yeah, but I don't know, the shot kind of works. You ain't gotta feel the work. Yeah, there's Nate just ripping it. But you gotta put in work. Yeah, you can see me like struggling to keep it level here because I didn't really plan for the amount of like, this is really top heavy, this thing. That was the problem, is that I should have made some sort of bucket so it could lie like below the center of mass, because this much mass on top, like it's easy to lever it back and forth, but side to side it wants to fall over. So I was like putting most of my effort into that. Work, equal power, equal work. But yeah, that's a cool shot, right? Like, and that is what's going on. It's like the same power, same amount of stuff getting done, but I'm going through a very large distance. He's going through a very small distance. It's a good demonstration, right? I don't know. Someone who's actually a like physics teacher or something, tell me if this actually helps your students understand. I like that. Oh. Look at Newton's laws of motion. All right, so we're switching to pulleys now. Counteracting one force with two ropes, so you gotta take a quotient. Like, what I wish I had done there was actually like do some like free body diagram stuff. Like actually, I think I tried it, but I just decided that like unless I was gonna do it in the whole thing, it didn't really work to put it in this one place. But to make it more clear, I should have showed like 5 newtons going up, like, because what's going on in a pulley is that this weight is being divided among the 2 ropes, but their tensions are being added up here, so you only have to pull it with 5 newtons of force. While this, I think this is actually like a bean can or something that I covered in duct tape and then Sharpied, and like somehow managed to screw one of these little wall hooks into the top to hold it. This whole thing is super like these are actual low pulley things, but this one was weird because I didn't have. I don't know. I guess I could have tried to go to like a physics faculty and get proper weights, but this works for demonstration purposes, right? And this I think was just I think I reused the rig from but maybe we can spot it here because I think I'm reusing the rig from here, like this section of it. Maybe it's on the other side so you can't see it, but it's the same. It's the same tower that I'm using. Where are we? Back here? Yeah, this thing. Yeah, you can see the hole in it that would be used as the fulcrum. I just reused it. So, yeah, really tilting the bean can here. Counteracting one force with 2 ropes, so you gotta take a quotient. Spread the work out. I like that shot of like this is a good shot with the. I like that and the. Those are good like additions to this. I'm not sure what they add. I put them in first because I was just like, we need some sort of sound effect here because it's just boring to have these spaces. And but I like this shot that we were able to do with like the jump cut zoom out. This was the first video that I did after YouTube Next Up, which was this like after CRISPR, I submitted CRISPR as kind of like an entry to get me into this training for YouTubers in Toronto, and they had taught us a lot about how to do more like cinematic type videos and also how to do music videos. And this was like the first time when it really like if you want to make a music video pop, like have interesting beats and then cut to the beat and it'll really jump out at you and give you some more punch. So that's what I was experimenting with a lot of their techniques in this. Spread the workout broadly. You can lift a heavy bar. That was just, that's just like a pulley that I got from, I think Home Depot or something. And that's like, I'm so obviously being Avi Kaplan there. And I'm not really a bass. You can hear my voice, actual voice timbre is here. So if you're listening to it in headphones, it's pretty obvious that there's like a huge amount of, like bass boost on that bass voice to get that kind of sound. Workout body. You can lift a heavy body. With the displacement replacing the force, you don't need to be burly. Oh yeah. Out there, you might leave this was in the middle of the "Bro, do you even lift" meme. Yeah, so if you don't know the basic physics behind this, a force does not require any energy to hold an object in place, to hold it against gravity or whatever, right? For example, this my table here is holding up the keyboard against the force of gravity, and it's not doing any. It's not having to do any work. I'm not having to run my stand. The only time you have to put energy into a thing is if it's a force over some sort of distance. So if you want to know the energy you're putting into something, you multiply the force by the actual distance that you're pushing it, and that means that you can have energy conservation and get the same amount of work, which is force over distance, by decreasing the force and increasing the distance. So you want to lift something 1 meter, you need, lift a kilogram 1 meter, you need 9.8 kilograms per, what are the units? 9.8 Newton meters of force to do that. But you can do it with, you can do it by lifting it on a slope. There you take it over 2 meters, and then you only need 4.9 Newton meters or newtons of force. Did that make sense? Maybe not. I think I messed up the units. Anyways, you get the idea. You've all been on stairs. You know how this works. The weird, unintuitive thing is that first part, that applying a force doesn't actually take any energy, because as an embodied being, when you apply a force, it takes energy for you to do it, and that's what the bridge is going to explain. That pulley was really, that shot was actually really hard to get because we didn't have anything straight, like keeping the pulley from twisting on its axis. So it was like do a lot of takes, and like poor Nate, because he kept having to do squats while I was doing this pulley, and it'd be like, no, that didn't work because the pulley like rotated to the side. He was a champ though. I mean, he's really, you can tell he knows what he's doing. Work, but you gotta put in work. Yeah, I like that shot. This is like sped up, I think, because like I had to like, and that's what made it really hard for Nate, because usually a kettlebell swing is mostly done just with the force of it's done sort of like as a swing, as a gravitational swing, like, you know, its period is about the period of a normal pendulum of that length. But I wasn't able to like run up and down this slope nearly fast enough to get it to work. So poor Nate was like trying to artificially slow down his kettlebell swing to match, which is so much more taxing on you, on your arms, than just doing a normal one. Because I'm like running back and forth here, and you can tell that the video is quite a bit sped up. Work, force and distance, make it work. Press some pulleys, yeah, they work. Put it work to Lord. Put it work to Lord. I really like that sequence there, like the chords there. I don't know. What is that chord there? There's sometimes when it's that, but then the bass is doing like all this kind of stuff. It's like it's mostly that combination, whatever the third one's doing. Maybe it's this. Like that spread voicing of that 9 chord is it's really cool. And the whoa, you know, trying to be fancy and complicated in pentatonics. Oh, also, my mom said that jump cutting was really disorienting, and she didn't like it, but I like it. Bro, can you live for me? 0, that's an X, hold there for me. Ain't no work now, figure that for me. When he's still putting out energy. Yeah, so that's what I was saying before. There's like, if you do force times distance and the thing isn't moving, there should be 0 work going into it, and yet you can see Nate is definitely straining. He's, you know, like this is the longer we did this, the more his face got red. But it's that was the thing that I didn't understand for a long time. Like even when I got higher into physics, like it always didn't sit right with me. Like when I have to put a force on something, it does expend energy. What's going on? Because force times distance is 0. You would like naively, first level physics, no energy expended. So we're gonna see what happens. Oh, this is the other part where I really wish I had graphics here to actually show like actin myosin fibers. Actin binding repeatedly. He running through that ATP. Yeah. So that yeah. Muscle tendons constantly. But the protein's throwing off heat. So what's going on? This is what I wish I could have explained better, because what's going on is in your actual muscles, your actin, you've got these 2 different fibers called actin and myosin. And actin is like little walking things that walk along the myosin fibers, and like your muscle is full of like stacks of these, like a giant sandwich, right? And so when your muscles, when your brain wants your muscles to contract, it sends a signal to your muscles to release a bunch of ATP to activate these actins, and they walk along the filaments and contract your muscle. Right, like the whole thing goes like this and slides in. Um, the problem is that like the way that you actually see those animations of molecules and stuff walking, like the inner life of a cell and whatever, where it's like a nice molecule walking along a cell. That's not the way that it actually works at all. It's like this is something that you'll see more in nanobot, but down at that scale, it's incredibly like turbulent because of just it's hot. Like I don't know, Kelvin, your body's like 300 degrees. That's there's a lot of movement going around, and like there's a lot of like what these walking proteins are actually doing is that like thermodynamically there's an drive towards them being more likely to step forward than backward, but also they're going like they're jittering all over the place. They're trying to find their spot, so occasionally they'll get one. Sometimes they'll step back. They'll like get one and then lift the other one off, and it'll go like this. And there's a whole bunch of mess. And so, like, there's it's a really lossy system. And also you've got like the muscles. If you've actually got a weight, then the muscles are like pulling back on it, so that like the equality of forces when you run out of muscle strength is when like this lossy process is so intense and it's being counteracted by the force going the other direction, that all of the energy that's going into these little running actins is just making them run in place. They're like desperately trying to scrabble onto it, or they're just sort of stepping back and forth crazily. And that's when you can't pull anymore, where you max out on how much you can lift. And that's why, if you stay in that position for long enough, you just run out of all your energy, even though no work is being done on the actual bar that you're lifting or whatever. You're converting all this energy directly into heat, just because these things are like trying to run and like jostling your cells and heating them up, and then you're having to sweat that out. So that was really cool. That's a really cool thing to realize, that you're trapped in your body, and that gives you a weird perspective on how forces work, because to you, forces are this thermodynamic process, whereas in the world, forces are just like a solidity thing that can just stay there, like something can just hang on a rope or whatever. So that's what I was trying to explain here. Spending all that time in your body, right? All right, let's go back and watch the beginning of that, and hopefully it'll make more sense now. Oh yeah.
Bro, can you live for me? 0 delta X, hold there for me. Ain't no work now, figure that for me. When he's still putting out energy, acting, binding repeatedly. He running through that ATP, muscle tensions constantly, but the proteins throwing off heat. Whoa, so we think, push or pull, take some power as a rule. Well, surprise, that ain't true. Just a force, don't need jack. But of course, you think that spending all your time in your body, all that time in your body, yeah, you gotta work that load. Yeah, you gotta work that load.
Hey, look at me.
Yeah, you gotta put in work. Da-dum-dum-dum.
It would be nice if that ending montage were real. I wanted to do the Rocky montage type thing. Like, Nate's a personal trainer, so you know what? Let's actually go and work for real. You would hope that after that I would have some story about how like now Nate's my personal trainer and I've got super in shape and whatever, and I've discovered the benefits, life benefits of exercise. I haven't really done any of that. Did you paint your hair? No, I just color graded it a little weird. I think there were some weird things about the color grading while I was filming. So when I ended up doing the color correction, it ended up with me having like kind of weird blue hair in some of the shots. I think it was that I had like one yellow light and one white light, and to correct them ended up causing weird things. But anyways, I don't know. I kind of like how it works. It's a weird little vibe. RC190, so how does that reconcile? How does one reconcile work with torque, seeing as they're the same units, but you can apply torque without doing work? No, torque is, torque is, it's not energy. It's Wait, is torque the same units as work? Newton meters or whatever. Anyways, they're not the same thing. Like the meter is coming from a whole different thing, and the meter is coming from you actually pushing a thing over a distance, and the other one, the meters are coming from the fact that you're a certain radius away from the circle. So it's like you could think of it as like a passive distance versus an active distance. Yeah, okay, torque is Newton meters, so that is technically the same units as energy, but I don't know, like the fact that something's the same units doesn't necessarily mean that you're working out the same thing. I mean, I suppose there's probably some equivalent to it, like torque, like if you have a torque over a radian, is a torque, yeah, like a torque over a radian is going to get you the same as a certain force over a meter. But because radians are unitless, you've got to have the Newton meters already in there so that when you divide it by a radian, you end up still with an energy, which is what you have. So that's all that's going on. You still got to, multiply by something, but it's multiplying by a unitless something. Did I say I said divide, didn't I? You're gonna multiply it by 1 radian, but a radian is unitless. So let's see what the ending is. Hey, it's just me talking with Nate in his octagon where he wrestles people. Scientists, thanks for stopping by and tuning into another Acapella Science video. Had a blast with this one with my buddy Nate Pearl. You can check him out at his YouTube channel. What is it?
The Nate's Way?
YouTube.com/The Nate's Way. Yeah, Nate also started a podcast recently called the Curious Chimps podcast that if you want you can go listen to. I think it's mostly about psychedelics. And on Instagram at
Nate's_way.
As usual, a huge thank you to everybody. It's getting a lot more patrons by this point. This is before the explosion of Patreon, because the explosion of Patreon happened once Molecular Shape of You and Evo Devo hit. But still, like enough that like Grant McCracken, I was getting a lot of cool messages by this point from people. Everybody who's supporting this channel on Patreon, you're the people who made this video. Oh yeah, Jonathan. Jonathan is I don't think he works for Google anymore, but he was a pretty high up guy in Google for a little while. Videos like it possible. If you'd like to learn how to support Acapella Science, go to patreon.com/Acapella Science. Until next time, I'm Tim Blay.
And I'm Nate Pearl.
And you're watching Acapella Science.
Acapella Science.
Yeah, you gotta work that Lord. Yeah, you gotta work.
All right, I like that ending. That's pretty good. Okay. Well, what else should we do? What time is it? It's 4:22. Yeah, okay. Well, thank you for watching that with me. Next time we do this, we're gonna do Molecular Shape of You. So that's gonna be a big one. That'll probably take quite a long time to explain. Maybe not, but I have a feeling that I'll have a lot to say about that one. This one I wasn't necessarily that long because I didn't explain all that much, and it's simpler topics. But hopefully you learned something. Hope you now know more about your muscles. And let's see what we're gonna do now. There's you guys again. Back to here. What are people saying? I really use that run way too much, don't I? Oh well, it's fun. I just gotta learn some other runs. Like I don't know. I'm not really that versed in solo piano. Like I know this one. Yeah, that kind of thing. But I would love to like actually study jazz piano and get some real magic under my fingers. It's just having the time. Having the time. It would be great to just move around the keyboard effortlessly, wouldn't it? What I know of pseudovectors are vectors that transform differently under different handed rules. Pseudovectors are what they tell you they are because people don't want to deal with two forms or bivectors or whatever it is in undergraduate physics classes. I actually really dislike pseudovectors. Because they just like they don't transform how you'd expect. They don't transform like vectors, right? And the better way to think of them is as little like planes, or as like little like planes with a direction in them that point in some direction. So instead of having a your thing going around in a circle, and having this thing where your angular momentum points direct out this way, and then you have to remember a bunch of cross rules to figure out what it corresponds to and whatever. I don't know. I think that's kind of silly. The easier way to think about them is as little oriented planar sections or something, where they actually have like a direction to them. They're hooking that way. And then something like a torque would just be a little bivector that's hooking this way in a circle. And it's really like with those, it's really obvious usually to see how you multiply, how you do like right hand rule kind of things. Because usually with, like if you apply a torque to something with a given angular momentum, there's like this weird right hand rule thing that you have to do, and it's really counterintuitive. But if you apply if you multiply a plane going this way with a plane going this way, which is weird. Like you've got to define what you mean by multiplying two planes together, the same way as you've got to figure out what you mean by multiplying two perpendicular vectors. But to me, it's a lot more intuitive, because the directions actually line up to give you, like, the directions that don't cancel out kind of in those two rotations line up to give you the new rotation in a really nice way. So I don't know if you're more interested in that. Look up bivector. Guy 1, dude, you gotta do stuff with pseudovectors. Guy 2, haha, plane go brr. Yep, that's right. So see what you think about that. I mean, so in the like geometric algebra language, it's called bivectors. In other parts of in physics, it's like theoretical physics contests. The vocabulary people have like decided on is more like one forms and two forms, like because one forms and two forms don't do the whole multi-vector thing where you can like add a one form and a two form and a three form. Like I don't think that's really a thing. But in geometric algebra, you can add like a vector and a bivector and a trivector all in one weird like multi-vector. Anyways, yeah. Look those up if you don't like pseudovectors, and then get lost in them. I use Axolotl. Follow this channel, plus 300. This is kind of a good song. Thanks. Ooh, that's a in the end, they're only ordinary men. We got some Pink Floyd going on. Okay, we're gonna do... Should we do another song and then do daily discussion, and then we can sing about science to end it? Yeah, let's do... That's not what I want to do. Yeah, that's what I want to do. about that bass, about that bass, no acid. I'm all about that bass, about that bass, no acid. I'm all about that bass, about that bass, no acid. I'm all about that bass, about that bass, bass, bass. Yeah, it's pretty clear, I ain't no science fool. Got litmus, well I can turn it blue. Make it go boom boom all over the place. When all the H plus beat all the OHs. Pink phenolphthalein, I think that's straight dope. Mix in a lipid here and it'll make it soap. You want it neutral, pH is low. Better set up a titration with the strong hydroxyl drop. Yeah, my lab tech, she told me don't worry about your eyes. If acid gets in, we can fix it with alkaline. That neutral, you know I love me, my stomach, and all the things it dissolves. Whoa, but bicarbonate keeps it from eating my intestine walls. Oh, because you know I'm all about that bass, no acid. I'm all about that bass, Thanks, Jamil. Thanks, Catherine. Thanks, Erushu Axolotl. Sweet. About that bass, I'm gonna do the math to figure out the ratios to react. Stoichiometry, yeah, that's where it's at. And it'll tell you to prepare at least 1 molar for your strong hydroxyl drop. Well, my lab tech, she told me don't worry about your eyes. Oh, 'cause if acid gets in, then we just have to neutralize that that oh, you know I love me, my stomach, and all the things it dissolves. Whoa, but bicarbonate keeps it from eating my intestine walls. Because you know I'm all about that bass, no acid. All about that bass, no acid. All about that bass, no acid. All about that bass, because you know I'm all about that bass, no acid. I'm all about that bass, no acid. I'm all about that bass, no acid. I'm all about that bass, because you know I'm all about that bass, no acid. I'm all about that bass, no acid. I'm all about that bass, no acid. I'm all about that bass, because you know I'm all about that bass, no acid. I'm all about that bass, no acid. I'm all about that bass, no acid. I'm all about that bass, because you know I'm all about that bass, because you know I'm all about that bass, no acid. I'm all about that bass, no acid. I'm all about that bass, no acid. I'm all about it, that bass. I'm all about it. I'm all about that bass, all about that bass now. I'm all about it, all about that bass now. I'm all about it, all about that bass. I'm all about that bass, Okay, that is what we're gonna do. Ayush Axolotl says this message is highlighted. Black holes are cool. I didn't know that people could highlight messages on Twitch. Thank you, Ayush, for that. It is indeed true that black holes are cool. I agree with you. Bum bum. Good work in theory. My theory about this community: we are a lot of chemists because science people who are less mathematical, logical, and more creative artsy tend to chemistry, not physics. No way. That's not accurate. You should, like, chemistry. I mean, I'm not trying to say that chemists are more creative and artsy, but what I am trying to say is that everyone in my department in theoretical physics played music a lot. So I respectfully disagree that y'all are here because y'all are chemists because of you have a particular hold on creativity or art. I suspect that a lot of chemists are here because I have a few really popular chemistry videos. That would be my guess. You know, Mamguzian gave me £2. Thanks, Mamguzian. Really enjoyed this, Tim, as always. Okay, let's go to the Discord. We're gonna go to the Discord. Their Discord was lighting up yesterday. Oh, I don't even have the Discord loaded, do I? Let's go get that Discord. Let's just pull it on up. Yeah, come on, Discord. You can do it. I believe in you. I think I believe in you. Maybe I shouldn't believe in you. Maybe you're leading me astray, Discord. Maybe there's nothing we can do about the Discord on that side of things. Maybe we need to go to the other computer to make the Discord work. I think that's what's going to have to happen. I don't know why the Discord isn't working on that computer, but no fear. We have a backup plan. Infinite hallway of crazy. Woo! Let's make the thing go down because we like that. And then we get this. Hit me with your Discord. Ba-ba-da. Show me that you can be bored. Hit me with your Discord. Fire away. Oh, I guess, wait a second. Hey, for how long have I been on autotune? No, I wasn't on autotune. It doesn't do things here. Okay, we gotta do some, oh, hold on. Before we do the Discord, we have to do some spooky music. I mean, maybe not spooky, but some sort of music. I discovered that my my Moog setting has like as an aftertouch, and that my Akai can do aftertouch. I didn't realize that. See, it's so impressed. It's saying, "Wow, yeah, I appreciate that." So let's do something. Yes, here we are once again. Let's see what we've got in the Discord today. Today we're talking about working from home in honor of us all working from home. And also in honor of, you know, the song Work From Home. Let's make this a little bigger so we can see it better. That's too big. That's too much. Bring it back. There we go. Yeah. Oh, this is yesterday's chat. It's too much. It's today. There we go. Daily discussion. You can tell it's me because I'm orange. Today's discussion. How are you working from home? What's it like? What have you figured out about how to do it well? Zach S. is first to respond. I'm on leave for my PhD program until September, but before I went on leave, I was working primarily from home. Best thing for me is to keep a separate space to do my work. My office, and not use it for anything but working. Also getting up, showering, putting on outside clothes before working really helped me get into the right mindset to focus on work. Also, frequent puppy breaks. Puppy breaks are important if you have a puppy. I don't have a puppy. Yeah, people. I've heard that advice a lot. Like keeping a schedule, and making it feel like going to work when you work. It would be nice. Although I feel like if I did that, it would just feel like work. I don't want to work. But if you want to work, if you're trying to work, then maybe actually treat it like work, I think is Zach's main thrust there. Non-Euclidean Dreamer is on maternity leave until August. I feel like all my colleagues will make a huge leap in modern teaching methods, and I will stay behind. Luckily, I'm unafraid of asking for help. All right, so you're at home, Laura, but you're not working, is what I'm hearing from you. Cool. Daniela has been working from home for 1 month and can work without problems. I feel that I've been very effective. In every place I've lived, I carry a musical instrument with me. Today is no exception, although I only have a ukulele. It has been the best way to spend my days in this isolation. That's useful. I have difficulty taking music breaks when I work, because if I take a music break, I keep taking that same music break for the next 4 hours. It's a bit of a problem for me. The trick for me is finding distractions that aren't so interesting that or so like pulling in of you that you don't get back out and do work. Like for a while I was trying to break up my routines by playing Rocket League. Don't break up your work routines by playing a very addictive arcade style video game, because you will get more and more addicted to the video game and less addicted to working. Right now I'm doing those distractions by having Twitch chat keep me company while I work, and that's actually very effective because Twitch chat is kind of interesting. You guys are really interesting, but it's not like, I don't have to put my whole attention on it. I just gotta look back once in a while and talk while I'm doing other things, and that's real good. It's been pretty much my most effective working from home hack that I've ever found, actually. So thank you all for that. Sophios says I don't have a job, but classes have been taking place online. It's weird to think I'll be ending the school year without seeing my teachers in person again. Yeah, it is quite strange. Alice, the last time I left my apartment for an extended period of time, over 20 minutes, was mid-March. Goodness. I think I'm starting to get used to it, but I don't like this at all. Yeah, this is hard on people who are actually used to going out into the sun. I mean, I don't know how it is where you are, Alice. I can still go out into the sun. I just have to stay away from people. I miss the lab. I tried to give myself a schedule to stick to it, but honestly, I've broken that a bajillion times. Yep, right there with you. I don't even know if I want to keep it. I definitely haven't been as productive as I could, but I'm willing to cut myself some slack. In terms of how well I figured I'm out that Tim's production streams are helpful with productivity. That's great. So Alice and I are currently helping each other distract ourselves. It's like studying with a friend. Sometimes if you study really effectively alone, then studying with a friend feels glacial. But if you cannot focus alone, then studying with a friend, you can get like 5 times more done. So I'm glad, Alice, that we can be that for each other. That mental thing where you see someone else being productive, yeah, that's a lot of like the social aspect of studying with people and working with people. Also, it's good music. Yeah, I mean, I hope it's okay that you don't mind hearing the same thing over and over and over again. I feel like those particular chords of quarantine are gonna get really embedded in your consciousness. Yes, is working from home. Is that you, Isabel? I'm lucky that I got a free room just before the lockdown started and turned that into a study. Nice. I have Lego behind me to make video calls. Interesting, and I can shut the door. So you play with Legos while making video calls? My other half is also working, and between us we're trying to give our daughter some structure. Yeah, that's the thing. We've been noticing that we're taking care of kids. It's gonna be like we're relying more and more on the screen babysitter, which is not really a thing we want to do. But it's hard to do otherwise, So you work early in the morning, and then spend the mornings with your daughter. That's great. But it is exhausting. Yeah. This is something that people really, it's something that is a real hidden cost, is how hard this is on parents. It's like, go work from home. Oh, sure. That means that I'm going to have to make the choice all the time of either communicating to my kid that my work is more important than them, or not getting any work done. It's a really hard thing to accomplish. Loris could study okay at first, but I'm experiencing more and more difficulties focus to be productive. Yeah, that's something that I find, Loris, is that sometimes I can get a burst of productivity by starting a new thing, and then it's like I acclimatize to it and I figure out all of the hacks by which I can convince my brain not to work. One thing I've found works well is switching locations. There's sort of a half-life on the new work location, but it works for a few days, and maybe you can cycle them. Like Zach said, having a place that's your own, that's work time. I'm watching my sleeping and work schedules inexorably sinking as the deadlines for my assignment approach. Goodness, Loris. But hey, life is good. I'm gonna get there. I want to wish everyone with motivation and focus issues to soon find the strength to finish everything up. Those times are difficult and confusing, so we lost a lot of reference points, but it's bound to end someday. Yes, it is, Loris. And it might be worth that's actually a thing that we could. I mean, like it's hard to get a bunch of people. Like for me, my hack has been that on stream, I can sort of tangentially focus and like talk to people, but not really talk to people. But it would be worth, I think, implementing in the Discord like a study hall voice chat where everybody's like on it together, but it's like understood this is like a virtual library. We're all studying and working here, so like it's not here for talking. I don't know if that would work. It might be better as a chat you have to look at, but I don't know. Mods, what do you think about that? Let me know. Everyone else, what do you think about that too? Not just the mods. I don't want this to be an oligarchy. It's a dictatorship. Bratislava says, well, I don't do well with working from home at all. Sleep schedule no longer exists, and when it does, I wake up afternoon and go to sleep early morning. Yeah, that has been me for years. I'm getting better at it now because I have to be over at my sister's place in the morning, but usually, often, I've had a couple years where I've done a lot of 26-hour cycles throughout the day. Or eventually you get stuck at waking up at 9 in the morning, going to bed at 6 in the evening. It's bad, because after that it kind of sticks. If you could just cycle around, it would be easy, but it's not. It kind of stick by waking up, going to sleep in the early morning and waking up in the afternoon. At this point, certain things constantly changing, me not knowing if I will ever get back to Slovakia from Sweden. I'm just trying to survive with more or less untouched physical and mental health. Yep. That's the other thing, is that it's like, you have to, there's got to be kind of a discount in this whole period for how productive you can be. Like, I don't know if the goal should be to get 100% of things done, but you gotta do what you gotta do. It's life dependent. But we all cut ourselves a little slack when we can. Sophios is agreeing with Vladislava. Probably Magnet says, I work from home. In fact, I teach quantum mechanics sections that overlap with your streams. Oh, poor Probably Magnets. You can watch them back. I very much prefer chalkboard sessions in person, but given the circumstances, Zoom lectures are acceptable. Yeah, I mean, that whole thing, like the thing that Grant's doing and that, Khan Academy has done for a very long time, where you can do the same thing if you just have a camera pointed at your hand as you write on a paper. That's a pretty easy substitute for a Blackboard lecture that I think makes it feel a lot more natural than trying to do PowerPoints and adjust. Because there's some, theoretical subjects just don't do well with PowerPoints, do they? Lavul runs lessons from home via Zoom. Pretty standard, using new medium. Was stressful at the beginning. My internet connection is far from perfect, so Tim's screens glitch. But I've got a hold on that pretty well, although a real classroom feels more natural and efficient. Yeah. I wonder what this will... I mean, everyone's innovating right now, trying to figure out, as... who was it? Non-Euclidean was saying that they're afraid that there's going to be a whole jump in digital, virtual teaching. I think that's true, and as much as you're missing out, it's cool that that's going to happen. I think in the long run, that's going to be really great. Catherine is working from home. As a teacher, it's weird. There's a lot of teachers. I saw my students online yesterday, and I missed them so much. Yeah, the human element of teaching. If you actually love teaching, it's a lot about the connections with the students, isn't it? I kick myself because I'm not learning new tech fast enough. Yeah, there's a learning curve to it, though. You'll get it. Just do 100 of them. I'm grateful that admin is flexible with grading the kids, because I've heard horror stories, I'm grateful also that I have some leeway to experiment, which I'm doing. The stream is a big distraction, but it also helps. Catherine, if this isn't helping you, don't stick to it. Now I have a better understanding of some of the acapella science videos, and I want to assign them in my lessons. Tried Evo Devo, but I gotta listen to the explanation first. Well, it's coming. Noel says, I don't have a job, but as a student, online classes were definitely weird. Lots of technical difficulties. Yeah. Anatomy lab was probably oh goodness. Yeah, you can't really practice on a cadaver, can you? How did they do that? Luckily, I've made it into grad school despite all this. Excellent. Good job, Noel. Just figuring out which program I want the most. I'll know by Friday. Fukushima doesn't have a profile pic, is answering yesterday's discussion. Sorry, Radislav, I should have pinned it myself. I'm working from home as a bioprof, says Biophile. Problem is I'm trying to homeschool my kids at the same time. And my spouse is a nurse, so he's working more than before. Technology isn't my issue so much as I have high standards. I'm trying to make videos for my class, but I don't have time to actually make them all. Yeah. Biophile, you should look into more low-tech methods. Low-tech methods they're not always worse, right? Like if they're not glitchy and you can easily rub things out and change things on the fly, they can actually be a lot more dynamic. I think it's telling that when 3 Blue 1 Brown decided to do a live stream, he didn't attempt to do something really crazy and high tech, except for the audience participation part. It's just him and a pad and paper, He definitely has the capability to code fancy things and make fancy videos, but it's just not the medium. These video reviews are actually interesting, helpful, that's great. What little work I've got done, says Jan, in the past few years I've been doing from home as it is. So for me this hasn't really been a change. Yeah, Jan, I feel ya. I have a separate office workspace at times, which is vital, I think. I have had less business lately, more studying, so I'm actually spending more time at the computer and gaming less than before. Well, that's helpful. Lambda Pi is working from home okay, but I prefer being in a dedicated environment. Yeah, Lambda, you could try out Zach's suggestion of making a dedicated environment in your home, if you have the space. So I've not figured out how to not procrastinate. Yeah, like get out of your bed. Don't try to work in your bed. It's very difficult. That'd be the one thing I would say. I don't know if you do that. Working from home as an engineering student. Co-op for Boeing, says Jade. Everything we do is on a computer, so those of us who can OPSEC, what is OPSEC? Our houses, protect sensitive info. Aha, yes. The whole patent problem. The trade secrets and such. I never thought of that sort of security stuff that would happen if you work in a specialized environment. You can work in an office just fine. As far as productivity, I just locked down my office from noise, pets, roomies, interrupting, etc. Took some adjustments for everyone, but it's been good. Yeah, one of the things you also have to be comfortable with when you work from home is like making your hours and then enforcing them not just to yourself but to other people, because other people will know that you are free technically, and you have to make yourself, you have to allow yourself to be unfree and come off as a little bit of a jerk sometimes. I can't do that thing even though I technically could. There's no one breathing down my neck, but if I'm ever going to get anything done, I have to make rules for myself. Hey, Bowser works at a grocery store, so no quarantine for me. Hey, Bowser, I'm gonna you a heart for that. You're on the front lines, friend. I hope you're staying safe. I hope that people have enough equipment for you to stay safe from all the people coming in and breathing on you. I read a lot. I was working from home, going back to the building on Monday. If I close the bedroom door, I keep reminding my hubby that I am working. If I did not have this schedule, my sleep schedule would be all wonky. I can listen to the webcast at work because it keeps others from bothering me. That's great. Alright, we're gonna close it there, because sorry for the people we didn't get to. But we gotta roll it along. I keep ending these things super late, and I would like to have some time to do Sing About Science and then go off to the quarantine stream on Twitch. So we're gonna end that. If you don't already know, we have there's another live stream that's gonna happen on Twitch. It's already happening on Twitch. Thanks to all the people who are on Twitch right now. I see you there. Isabel, Saber Girl, Dragon the Water, Casper Ghost, Ayushiu Axolotl. You got to give me a way to pronounce your name, Ayushiu Axolotl, because I can't keep doing that. Alice, etc. We're gonna go over there right after this stream. We're gonna probably do a little bit of bonus singing about science because it might not fit into our a lot of it won't fit into our schedule today. Probably do some bonus singing about science. And then we're going to do production on quarantine, which is getting close to, the recording is getting close to done. We'll see what we can knock out today, but we finished a major section yesterday. So that's going to be fun. The Twitch actually has a schedule now. Like, I don't know if I could do it before, but now that I'm an affiliate, they gave me a whole bunch of options. So it should now have like scheduled things that you can go and see that says when I'm doing things. But I've set the Twitch to the schedule being that same as here, Monday to Saturday, this 2-hour stream, and then for the 4 hours afterwards, from Monday to Friday, I will be doing production streams on Twitch. So I'm semi-committed to that. I might skip a couple days, but that'll give you a good idea. On Saturdays, I think I'll just do this stream, and then I'll spend the rest of the time, catching up with friends and family and such. You gotta have a weekend, right? Let's sing about science. That was a bit rough. Oh well. I love that we have a theme song. I've never had a theme song before. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, we're gonna sing about science. We're gonna sing about science. Yeah, we're gonna sing about science. We're gonna sing about science. Yeah, we're gonna sing about science. We're gonna sing about science. Yeah, we're gonna sing about science. Oh yeah, we're gonna sing about science. Yeah, we're gonna sing about. Oh yeah, yeah. There's so few people on the stream today. I suspect work from home is not a very popular video. That's okay. Well, you guys are gonna have to be active then. Tell me things to sing about, or I'll just do this again over and over. Singing about nothing, singing about science. Energizing says you should sing about muscles. I like that one. Muscles have fibers like actin and myosin. It makes them contract. Oh, you got all of your nerves going to muscles. They don't go to all of them. Right now, if you don't exercise a lot, you can't even contract them 100%. You gotta train your nervous system to grow the appropriate axons, so you can reach all the fibers and activate them all at once. Yeah, and then once you do, they're gonna release a whole lot of ATP. Yeah. Oh. Get it into the actin fibers to contract.
That's how it reacts. Oh, the mitochondria working overtime, working at 50 degrees, so I'm told sometimes. Them taking sugar and converting it to ATP. Oh, for you and me to lift things like barbells and squats. Maybe you're doing something more actually work-related. Oh, you could be lifting a bus if you're Spider-Man. If you were actually Spider-Man, you'd get so hot from lifting that much, you'd probably explode, you'd boil away. That wouldn't be great, but that's okay, it's just a comic book. Oh yeah, we're gonna sing about science. We're gonna sing about science. We're gonna sing, we're gonna sing about science. Gonna sing, don't wanna explode like Spider-Man, no. Yeah, we're gonna sing about. A.A. Bowser says you should sing about global warming, but I already did that recently, so let's see what else we got. Sarah Elder says trees, oh, it's worth a shot. Trees and global warming are pretty related. Maybe I could sing about both of them. See, trees take the matter from the air out of CO2, convert it to a trunk for me and you. All of the tree that you see is made out of chemistry. They're taking out the sea that you see in the sky. CO2 for me and you. They take it and convert it into cellulose structures. Xylem and phloem, taking things from the roots and down again. All the nutrients. But trees can't fix nitrogen, I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe they got some tricks. But most plants gotta get nitrogen out of the ground by fungi and stuff. It's been fixed. If they couldn't even grow on the biosphere shadow. You got a whole bunch of stuff doing the work to convert the air into things that a tree can use for its nutrients. 'Cause you need lots of nitrogen to make proteins, they've all got a nitrogen on them. Oh, that's what amino means in amino acid. Amines is nitrogens, that's keen. Oh, and then the trees all grow. Yeah, you plant 20 million of them if you're Mr. Beast, and they help you to cool down the world. 'Cause the more CO2's in it, the more the radiation gets trapped inside when it radiates out. 'Cause Earth emits 8 times as much protons as it lets in. High energy photons coming from the sun. Low energy IR radiation going out. And the atmosphere is opaque to some of those IRs. I didn't make a mistake. Only somewhat opaque, but if it is, it's 'cause there's CO2 in it. Oh, and other things like methane. Oh yeah, nitrogen fixing is done by bacteria. So don't kill all of them or you'll have no trees. Oh, gonna sing about science. We're gonna sing about science. Saber girl says some trees can fix into with nodules. We're gonna sing about science. I see a saber girl, I think that's pretty cool. Science. Oh, maybe I should do a video all about trees. I think I missed the deadline for that on the things that everyone was doing. That's okay, I'll do it anyway someday. Science. We're gonna sing about science. We already sang about science. Shout me out, tell me who you are in the chat. I wanna know that. Oh, tell me who you are so I can shout you out. Hey, tell me who you are so I can make you a shout. Hey, tell me who you are you a botanist? A saber girl is, and let's see who else is on Twitch. We got Manifesta Hollow, Aloha, Manifest Aloha. That's the only one other than you guys.
Bye-bye Tim, Jamail Zamat, Ann Smith, Radoslava Bodnarova, A. Bowser, Jan Hoffman, Daniela Guerrero, Peter Naughtle. Is it Naughty? I think it's Naughtle, but I can't read it very well. Non-Euclidean Dreamer, Allison Walker, Chino Hoshi, Jade Cutter, Night Nerd, The Skizzard, Raven Rise, Wacky, Allison Walker again. Got Awed Jessic, Ann Smith with a lot of hearts, Amalyrical, the Frisian atypical reader. We got Jeanette Larson, Allison Walker again. John White, P.O. Bjorkman, Reborn Sakata, Alice. Oh, Jan Hoffman says hello. Philippa Beckman in the chat. Casper Ghost is over on Twitch, and so is Bryce Sober. You don't wanna miss the next part on Twitch. Come and join us. Peter Naughtle, oh yeah, you got it right. That's fresh. Sing about science. We're gonna sing about science. Already sang about science. Oh, we're gonna sing about science. See you over on the other stream on the Twitches. Bye.